everyone, how's it going? Matthew Bailey Media here, and welcome to another 2023 movie review, and this time it is going to be on a DreamWorks film that honestly I originally wasn't planning on seeing, but because I honestly did not know anything about this movie, but then I decided, you know what, I'll give it a shot, and that is DreamWorks' Ruby Gillman Teenage Kraken. Now, this movie follows the story of a young teenage Kraken, as it says in the title of the movie, named Ruby Gillman, who is trying to live a normal life as a teenager in the human world, but she has to protect her secret of being a Kraken, because most humans supposedly think that Krakens are monsters, and honestly, the thing that really kind of I guess this really doesn't surprise me because they've done it with a lot of other DreamWorks films in the past, but if y'all notice on the poster of this movie, and I think she was even featured in the trailers a few times, there's a character that looks like a 3D animated version of the Disney princess Ariel from The Little Mermaid, and no surprise, they turn her character into the villain of this film. Slight spoiler there. And, I mean, like I said, it's not really much of a spoiler because they've done that to a lot of Disney characters in past DreamWorks films, like Shrek 1. They had Lord Farquaad, who was revealed to be a dwarf, or like one of the 7 dwarves of Snow White kind of thing. And then you had Shrek 2 with Fairy Godmother and Prince Charming, both Disney characters, turned into villains. And it's not just those films. You had a couple of other DreamWorks films that had Disney characters that turned out to be villains. And honestly, that was pretty surprising. But like I said, the character of, I think her name was Chelsea, is the name of the character who looks like a 3D animated Ariel. She ends up being the villain of the film, and the way that they made her out to be, they kind of made her out to be like a twist villain, but honestly, the trailers kind of already gave it away that she was the villain. But I gotta say, I thought this movie was okay. It's not like as great as some other films, especially when it comes to Disney films, like specifically the live action Little Mermaid and also Elemental, both of which are Disney and Disney Pixar. Those movies are actually, in my opinion, better than this movie, but I still thought it was an okay film to watch. I mean, you never could tell with how well DreamWorks films end up being. Like, sometimes they'll be great, like Puss in Boots 2 and Bad Guys from last year was, and then the year prior you had movies like Spirit Untamed and The Boss Baby Family Business, both of which ended up being not so good. I will say, though, that this movie is definitely better than Boss Baby Family Business and even the first Boss Baby and Spirit Untamed. Anyways, I just think that that's an interesting situation with the film. Like I said, it's somewhat on par with some of DreamWorks' past films. It's not one of the great DreamWorks films, but I still thought it was an okay film. But like I said, I recommend going to see this movie if you want to take your kids to see. If you're a kid or if you are an adult wanting to take your kids to a classic family film, this movie is definitely an okay film to go see. But for now, let me give you my rating of the movie. So for my rating of the movie, like I said, it's an okay film. Definitely better than movies like The Boss Baby 1 and 2, Spirit Untamed, and a few other DreamWorks movies that I remember watching that aren't as good as movies like this and the Shrek films, etc., etc. But I'm going to have to give this movie a 3.5 out of 5. Yep, 3.5 out of 5 is my rating. And like I said, I still got one other movie that I saw today as well, but I probably won't have that video, the review up for that video until tomorrow, by the time you probably watch this. So anyways, that's all for now in this movie review, and as always, I will see all you guys in the next video.